I don't know if you guys watch JT Torres at all, but it's almost just a rip off his exact game and just incorporate it into my style. Like this is like solely what I do like every single training session. Right? So we go grips with our thumbs right here to the shins, and now as I step into headquarters, I'll take 1 and then 2 steps. And if you guys see what I've done now, I get my chest to the outside of Taylor's knee. So that's perfect with what Gene said, because if he doesn't react, okay, if his knee stays on the outside of my chest, then I can start to pin, I can step, and get to my leg move. Okay? But if he does react, he opens his knee up, then I'm already here taking my knee slice. Okay? And that right there is really like, just like knowing that and drilling that and being so comfortable with that, it's like a game changer, right? Because if you step in just like this, like central, then he can start to play a little bit more of his game. You don't really get him on his heels so much. But if you step in, like the whole point is immediately getting yourself into a favorable position. So I step, my shin goes all the way to his knee pit, and I step, my chest goes low, and his knee is on the inside of my chest. Okay? If he squares up or starts to open his knee up, then I take my knee cut. But if he doesn't, if he just stays there, if he favors this side, then I just go like hands on him. I can go hands to the mat, doesn't really matter, hands to the bicep. I step first with this leg right behind his knee pit, just like this. Okay? Not too wide. I never want my foot out here. I always want to stay like hip over hip, knee behind his knee, and then I can set the squat. Discipline in my approach. My balance is if he tries to pull me, my toes. Okay? If he tries to push me, I can grab his head, and I can always step for balance and base. Okay, so now let's get into this. My partner starts to react, so as soon as I feel this leg open, I just fit into my knee slice. But now my partner is gonna throw a knee shield in. Okay, even my elbow's in good position, he can frame, and throw a knee shield in. So one of the things I like to do, I used to do this a lot in gi, but it's also really good for no gi. We struggle with this knee shield, right? So I'm gonna place my hand on his bicep, and I'm gonna grab his ankle, okay? With this ankle grip, I'm just like pushing his foot. I'm just relieving the tension. I don't have to be like super strong, I'm just like trying to release the tension, okay? Really important here, guys, is that I stay on my toes. So when I get to my toes, I'm pivoting. You can see? Just like this. So hand on the bicep, I pivot on my toes, and as I'm pivoting on my toes, my knee goes over his shin. See this knee? Here. Good. So hand on the bicep, thumb inside the ankle, I pivot on my toes, my knee goes over his shin. And now what that means is I can cut back to that same angle and fall into my leg. Okay, so we can do that whole situation without having to go from left to right. We just pivot, free our knee line, and that gives us the mobility. So once I get to my knee shield, just this. One, you guys see I'm on my toes. My knees do not go to the mat, ever. Right? On my toes, I pivot. One, your foot can even come off the mat and plant right back in. Okay? I can go head low, I can go head high. Doesn't matter, right? Just getting here, right? It's one of those things that if you want to like develop this skill, it's necessary to micro drill, especially dynamic movements, because this stuff right here, you can't just learn in a night and be able to hit it. Like you got to get with your partner and say, all right, we have to hit this like 400 times a month. Right? Just like one, fitting right back in, okay? And now we can go to that smash pass I know you guys are interested in. So I can go leg weave, but instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to sprawl my hips. And you guys see my knees in the middle of his leg. I want my knee behind his bottom knee. Like this. And my hips are like really low. Okay, low enough to where if he tries to open his knees, it's gonna be really tough. If my hips are just a little bit off, he can open, right? So once I sprawl my hip, my base is real wide. This is like, it stops all of his attacks. He can't can't do anything. He's just defending. Right? He'll throw frames and he'll do a lot of stuff. And then I want to take my elbow over his head, and I'm pulling this in. Okay. As I'm pulling this in, I'm also turning my hip, and I'm scooping with my leg, just like this. I can do it as many times as I want. I can inflict as much damage to my partner. If he needs to be humbled, then I just stay here. If I like the guy, then I'll probably do it harder. So I'm just pulling in, okay? And I'm walking. I'm not just lay on, right? Nate's not having a good time. Okay? And let's get there. Because right here, once you guys can hear, there's a lot of ways we can finish. We can go over the top and to the back, just like Gene showed. We can start to hunt elbows, which is something that I do personally a lot. if I can get both elbows. Hell, I can even give him my foot. Take the bait, then a 3/4 mount. Like a lot of my game is important for me to say this is like cooking the guy. It's not like trying to score a crazy ton of points, but just making sure the guy literally can't move. Like I tell my guys all the time, like I don't really do jiu-jitsu as much as I just do like I control another human. At least try to. That's my whole game. I just work on controlling. Like I want to be so dominant that I control where you look, when and if you can take a good deep breath, if you can blink. Okay, the way that Samuel does to me is the way I like to do it. I learned it honest. So we go here, we go to the headquarters position. Okay, the guy starts to react. Knee slice. He goes knee shield, just like so. So hand to the bicep, hand to the ankle. I pivot on my toes. My knee is really important. I get my knee over his shin. I'm pushing and I'm using my legs to get there. Okay, just like this. Then my knee goes over. And now from here we sprawl. My hip bone is like right on top of this side. Okay. And if you can just get here, you're probably pretty good. Then we just throw this, it's like the cherry on top of scooping and cutting. Step, scoop, cut. Okay, just like so. Alright, then you can put back pressure and go on from there. Any questions? I know that's a lot of stuff, but it's actually simple. If you guys play this game, like this is a very simple fundamental pass. We're just taking his ability to move away. Okay, we're pinching his knees together, putting them on the side, control of the head, control of the hips. We're using all parts of our body. We're not just like using just our arms or lacking on our footwork, but we're using everything in alignment. All right, let's try it out. Let's see where we're at with it. Let's do it. 1, 2.